Hello and welcome to David's Gift. My name is Sally Thibault. Well, in this video today, I want to talk about stress, the brain, and our children on the autism spectrum. Now, there's been much research done about the impact of stress on the brain, but in a new book by John Medina called Brain Rules, one of the issues he cites is that when children are placed in very stressful situations, it actually impacts on their ability to learn. But the stressful situation is not outside of the home. The most impact that children feel, the most stress that children feel, is when the stress is inside the home. Now, we're talking about severe instances of stress, such as a marriage breakdown, perhaps an illness or death in the family, and also if parents are arguing, and that could be over finances or relationships. We know children on the autism spectrum are highly sensitive to issues such as noise and sound, heat, light, and many other things often we have no explanation for. But in particular, children on the autism spectrum really do react in stressful situations. Now, the problem is that oftentimes they don't understand what that stress is and can't articulate it. So let's look at 6 ways in which you can help your child deal with stress and perhaps look at ways in which you can make their lives a little bit easier. Number 1, if you are undergoing stress in the house, relationship breakdown, a death or an illness in the family, or even if you're going through severe financial difficulties, talk to your child about it. Now, this is not about burdening your child. What it's about is helping them to understand that there are emotions going on in the house. They can sense it, they can feel it, they know it's there already. If you can articulate it for them, it just helps them begin to understand what's going on for them. And in particular, if it's a severe stressful situation, really do sit down and talk to them about how you're feeling and some of the impact that stress can have on them. Number 2, if your child is going through a stressful situation, please talk to the school about it. It's really important. You know, in the book Brain Rules, John Medina states that children just have a very difficult time focusing on their academics if they're concerned about stress in the home. And in many situations, often the stress will result in poor academic results. So speak to the school if this is going on. Talk to them to come up with some solutions. Either you forgo homework, you just take the pressure off them for a term, but don't try and push through the issue. Give them a break. Number 3, now this is particularly in the case of children in those years of 7, 8, 9 and 10. If your child's going through bullying or there's some issue with the kids at school, they are not going to be able to focus on their academics. And, oftentimes we tend to push them because those are the critical years when they're doing, great big assignments at night or they have exams. But if you can get to the bottom of their stress and work out some way in which you can focus on one or the other, not both at the same time. If your child is going through bullying at school, they are not going to be able to learn effectively. So we have to look at ways in which they can come to terms with whatever emotion is going on inside them. And that may be you go to the school and say, look, while this is happening, I'm taking all pressure off my child and they're not going to be doing any homework. Understand that they cannot learn effectively if they are under stress. Number 4, look at ways and you can reduce the stress at home. There's nothing worse than trying to get out of the house in the morning. We were always running late, or there were issues with lost shoes or lost homework. And at the afternoon then, of course, came homework, and there was stress that went around with that. So below I've added lots of different tips that you can actually implement, things that we did, to help reduce the stress in the mornings and at night so that you're not kind of, dropping your child off at school and they're coming from a highly stressed house in the morning. Again, that's going to cause them to have issues with learning throughout the day. And in our experience, whenever there was a stressful situation at home, you can guarantee there'd be something that went on during the day. Number 5, and I think this is really critical, as parents, and especially as mums, we are the center of the house. If you are going through stress, you need to be doing something about it. Look at ways in which you can reduce your own stress, and that means often doing something for yourself, talking to somebody, joining a gym, meeting friends for coffee, whatever it does, whatever you need to do in order to get rid of your stress. Because if your child comes home and they're stressed and you're stressed, it's just like a volcano waiting to erupt. So make sure you're looking at your stress levels as well during this time. And number 6, and finally, it's about having compassion. These children, our children on the autism spectrum, are highly sensitive. They come into this world to teach us, I believe, a lot of things. And one of those is to have compassion and understanding for those who see things differently. If your child is going through stress, don't focus on the academics. It's not going to work anyway, as John Medina says. So look at ways in which you can help your child relax, look at strategies that they can use, and let's make life a little bit easier for you and for your child on the spectrum. Well, there's lots of tips below, but, I'd love you to add some more of your own. It's about sharing any ideas that work. We're all in this together, raising these incredible children on the autism spectrum. And I look forward to talking with you soon. Bye for now.